Are you a hardworking business owner striving for success online? There is help. Welcome to the School of Internet Marketing podcast, featuring candid conversations and inspiring stories of online success. Now here's your host.
Yes, this is James Martell, founder of the School of Internet Marketing, and today I'm your host, and I'll be speaking with James Nardell, affiliate manager with AMWSO, a Thailand-based company. And today we're talking about using white papers to supercharge your sales. I was looking at some statistics that James had sent over to myself from Tech Target Report, which really, I must say, put me back in my chair a little bit because I've been marketing online for about 14 years, and this, I must say, is one area I haven't spent any time looking at. And these numbers are pretty staggering. With 52% of buyers, of course, the person that we're looking for is the buyer, 52% of buyers read at least 5 white papers within 3 months. In addition, buyers consume more white papers than any other type of media. 80.5% of buyers find white papers to be very effective or somewhat effective in the decision-making process, and more so than any other marketing tool. Now, before we get James on the line to discuss these incredible stats, just a reminder to our listeners that if you have questions at any time, you can visit us on Facebook at Facebook/GoGreatMinds. James, great to be chatting with you today.
Great to speak with you, James.
Now, James, of course, you and I, we've had a chance to talk a number of times in different venues over the years. You and I were just speaking before we got on the call here about meeting up in Las Vegas. If you can believe it, that would be 2007, so it must be 6 years ago. How time flies.
It goes by very quickly.
Yeah, here we are in the year 2013, and the online marketing world, of course, has been evolving a lot over these years. My style of marketing has really fallen into podcasting and blogging and feature articles and guest posting and a little bit of video and a number of things. But I must say, white papers is something that as I mentioned at the top of the show here, is nothing that it's a strategy that I hadn't even considered. I've heard little inklings of it here and there, but I would imagine this may be a perfect complement to existing marketers who are really looking to expand their online sales and their lead generation. Before we get into a lot of the details and maybe discussing these stats and how white papers work and strategies and methods that they can be used, if you wouldn't mind, for those listeners that this may be a new concept to, please explain what exactly is a white paper.
Absolutely. At the most basic level, a white paper is basically a source of content which is used to pre-sell a product or service. I think probably the easiest way for me to outline and explain what a white paper is to read a definition I came across, which summarizes what white paper is pretty well. It says, a white paper is an authoritative guide designed to educate readers and help key people to make concrete decisions regarding specific issues. White papers are often used to generate leads by informing prospects about industry-related research, statistics, know-how, and other relevant, in most cases, technical or somewhat complex information. So this is basically what a white paper is. They'll go through information, data, statistics, and at their most basic level, they're there to pre-sell a product or service. Some thoughts about white papers are, for marketers, if you're not the person writing the white paper, they're great sources of content. For a lot of publishers out there, this is one of their key problems, actually finding content in order to edit and put on their website and push through their website or network. And white papers contain a lot of content that can be pulled and utilized through various different channels. So quite apart from anything else, you can use them to develop your own content. Let me see. White papers, like I mentioned, are probably one of the best ways to generate leads out there. And this is partially down to how they're written, but also down to how people use them in order to promote a product or service. So, that's a basic outline on what white papers actually are. For my clients' paychecks, on my current clients' paychecks, an example of a white paper is, and Paychecks does HR management and payroll processing. It's called Mastering Payroll Compliance, the Top 10 Mistakes that Cost Employers Money. And this white paper examines payroll compliance and legislation, and it helps the reader avoid fines from government agencies. And this probably is one of their most popular white papers. The title itself, you read this, and you're going to want to open up the white paper and take a look and see what you might be doing wrong and how you can save money.
I do know you're a big fan of B2B marketing, and Chris Sanderson, who you of course worked very closely with, who's a general manager for AMWSO, AMWSO.com, and you, for those who may not be familiar with the affiliate marketing model, you would be the affiliate manager working on behalf of Paychecks, and Paychecks is, of course, the client that you work for. Now, what you're saying is that they use, and I guess there's a lot of applications where a lot of business owners, and I would think, even those that may not be thinking of using this as a strategy, may look to white papers as a really viable strategy once we kind of dissect it a little bit. But these statistics are pretty amazing. I know you sent me another one. It says white papers are viral. 89% of respondents forwarded the white papers they've read to others. Plus, 1 in 3 of these respondents shared them with 3 plus more people, and that was according to a study conducted by Ecolo Media. Now, that's pretty amazing statistics. Now, of course, with a white paper, as you said at the top, people are using these white papers in order to be able to make decisions, buying decisions, and I guess explain, the B2B model here and the use of white papers.
Okay, probably the best way to go through this is kind of go through how we can market these white papers as an affiliate. Probably the most popular method right now is called host and post. This basically means that you have a landing page, and you host the form on your landing page, and you collect the information, the prospect's information, and send it over to your the affiliate program. In my case, Paychecks.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds complicated, but it's actually fairly straightforward. You just need to have some HTML for the form, and you'll have like a URL within the HTML that posts the key data to the merchant. I think most people with a basic knowledge of HTML should be able to get this sorted out themselves. And for a programmer, it's literally something they can do in a few minutes.
So you call this host and post. So essentially, this would be a page on your website if you were marketing a product, either for yourself or in this case for a merchant. And I guess this is kind of this would be more of a lead generation where you create a page on your site, you set up a lead capture form on, let's call it a landing page, and then you collect the prospect's information, and then that's automatically forwarded on directly to the merchant or the advertisers who's paying you for that lead. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. In the case of Paychecks, for example, it goes straight to the call center servers in Rochester, where the reps then verify the lead, etc. And in the case of most B2B merchants, this is there'll be something like this. We'll go to a call center where the lead will be verified, and then the sales process will start from there.
I do notice you also mention offline. Actually, no, let's talk about pay-per-call first, which is a relatively new development in the online world. Of course, a lot of sales are made over the telephone. How does this equate into or work with a white paper?
Within white papers, this is an interesting one. What you can do is, or what the merchant can do, is they can set up the white paper so affiliates can input their pay-per-call number into various fields in the white paper, and then they basically distribute it through their network, either online or offline. And this is where the whole viral aspect of white papers can really be leveraged. If your white paper gets distributed to lots of different channels and it has your pay-per-call number on it, then obviously you're going to be paid for all leads from that are generated through the white paper, which can be significant.
And I was just going to say, of course, a pay-per-call number is a unique number that's assigned to, in this particular example, an affiliate, and it's embedded or printed right within that white paper. So I would imagine then, because a white paper in a lot of cases would be printed and then passed around the office and probably put in front of the purchasing agent or the accountant or run through a team of people when they're considering making that purchase, you want to have your phone number, of course, within that document so that when they call, and because that phone number, that pay-per-call number is unique to that affiliate, when that purchasing call is finally made, an affiliate will get paid their commission.
That's correct. Yep, that's correct. There's quite a few opportunities to distribute white papers offline. Trade shows can be a good one. We're just going around to local businesses is also something that does work, and some affiliates have done in the past. And I mean, with a pay-per-call number, I mean, there's so much scope of things you can do offline and where you can potentially put the telephone number. I know there's some guys that did very well printing promotional stuff and putting it in on restaurant tables, for example. They had an agreement with the restaurants, but this got a lot of eyes and a lot of telephone calls and a lot of leads. So there's lots of scope. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of other things that can be done.
And of course, we're talking about white papers as it relates to the industry you and I both specialize in, which is affiliate marketing. But of course, a white paper could be used by pretty much any type of business who's looking to generate additional sales and leads.
Yep, absolutely.
Let's move into, of course, they could be, people could be notified by email marketing. And I guess once you have that white paper, there's many methods to get it out. You mentioned, of course, host and post through a lead collection form, pay-per-call, which allows you to print that white paper, or others can print it and pass it around. You mentioned offline promotional ideas as well, printing that white paper and then maybe distributing it at trade shows or out to local businesses. Of course, it can be sent out through email. Let's talk about some of the best practices. How should people be approaching this?
Yeah, absolutely. When it comes to landing pages, one of the most important things is you need to create just enough pain through your copy, the summary of the white paper, to get the prospect to part with their details in order to access the white paper. Because in all these cases, as soon as they submitted their contact details through the landing page, then they can access and download, in most cases, the PDF, the white paper, and obviously read it. It makes sense to have a standalone landing page for each individual white paper. And when you do this, it's best not to use your standard website template, because what you want to do is avoid having opportunities for people to click away from the page and not complete the form. Most of the best landing pages are actually very straightforward and simple. And the highest performing ones I've seen actually are usually no more than like a graphic, a bit of short copy pre-selling the white paper, the form, and that's it. Within the landing page, you don't need to describe the target product or service. You just need to sell the white paper and go through the benefits that the white paper delivers, and that's really it. That's all you need to focus on. If you start diffusing your message and writing long tracks about the company or the brands, products and services, this is something that can help you lose leads. It really needs to be short and sweet, and this is the best way to structure the landing page.
I do notice, because I spend a fair bit of time in Facebook, and we do a fair bit of Facebook marketing, you see a lot of great examples of white papers being used. When you see those little ads over in the right-hand column, I do know HubSpot seems to be continually running promotions for their products and services, but they're using white papers to do that. Little white papers that people could come into, and as you describe it there, it's exactly as you point out. It's a clean page, void of distractions. There's usually no menus, no sidebars. Everything's moved away off that page. You've got an image of the actual white paper. You've got a little descriptive text, and you have the form. And as you say, and that's it. Let's and you also make a great point about not getting into all the details. And I think you mentioned sell just the white paper, like sell that visitor on getting the white paper and nothing else. Is that a fair assessment?
Yep, absolutely. I think this is key. Diffusing the message is not a good idea in this case.
Now, as far as generating traffic with white papers, of course, we're always looking for methods to increase the number of sales, increase the number of leads, increase the number of subscribers to our various lists. Let's talk about some ways. How should you generate traffic? I guess a lot of this will be B2B traffic, but I guess affiliates could use this to generate traffic and I would say leads for their own purposes as well. So how should you best generate B2B traffic using white papers?
I guess the first two methods are very straightforward. I mean, there's obviously organic traffic through Google, Bing, Yahoo, etc., and there's paid search traffic. Paid search traffic is definitely a big one, and there's a lot of scope through this. In some areas, absolutely, the cost per click is going to be crazy expensive, and it's going to be very hard to make the sort of margins you need to make a profit. But that said, there's a lot of areas where there's not many affiliate programs, not many affiliate marketers, and you'll be able to find reasonably priced CPCs, and there's a lot of scope. So it's just basically a matter of looking through the keywords and seeing what you can see. One interesting method is third-party email lists. And this really is an underused way of generating traffic, in my opinion. You can either pay a fixed rate per email blast, or sometimes like a CPC or cost per open. Mm-hmm. In other cases, you can be a sponsor in a similar message that's being sent through the list, maybe by the list owner themselves. And it doesn't have to be expensive. You'd be surprised at the cost actually of doing this sort of campaign. It can be like a few cents just per open, for example. You can purchase prospect lists from a lot of different brokers out there. One good example is namefinders.com, but there's lots of guys out there. And I mean, one idea, suggestion for best practice is to do multiple insertions through the same list, maybe 2 or 3 times, and assess the results. You'll find maybe the first read and the second send generates okay results, nothing special. Sometimes it takes multiple touches to actually get the sort of results that you're looking for. So don't write off a list just because you've sent a message out through it once and you haven't got exactly the results that you're looking for. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it takes more than one send. And then obviously there's direct mail. This is also another one that's a good way of generating traffic. And again, through the big list brokers is where you can generate the addresses of where to send the materials to. And obviously white papers with a pay-per-call number is an interesting thing to do through direct mail.
I must say it's a very interesting strategy, and one that, as I said, I hadn't considered, and I'm sure a lot of listeners also are probably a little bit intrigued with the idea, because when you go back up to the statistics that you'd shared with me, 52% of buyers read at least five white papers within 3 months. In addition, buyers consume more white papers than any other type of media. That alone, buyers consume more white papers than any other type of media. Now, if I may, where do these, of course, the companies generally, from the affiliate side of the equation, the companies that we would be representing generate the white papers, I would presume, and then we could use those in our marketing arsenal. Now, in the case of paychecks that you mentioned, I know you've had a lot of success with white papers. I know this is what kind of stemmed the conversation. And again, we're talking from the point of view or perspective of an affiliate marketer. But again, these strategies will work to those who are non-affiliates as well. Give us, if you could, and I don't know how much you can share, and you can shut me down anytime on this, but what can you share about some of the successes that you've seen with white papers?
With regard to the promotional campaigns, one thing I can say is the paid search guys that focus on white papers have done very, very well through the Paychecks affiliate program. Because paid search is one of the best ways to generate high quality traffic. With regards to actually finding the white papers, there's when you go to a merchant's website, they'll often have a section where they'll list all the white papers, and then you can pull them from the website. And in a lot of cases, you'll need to fill out a form to actually access the information, but you'll be able to download the white papers. If you go to the Paychecks website, for example, they have a section which is under, let me just check, resources. And there you can get white papers on payroll, HR, and benefits, three of the key verticals within Paychecks. Usually the bigger the company, the better the quality of white paper. There's a lot of puff pieces out there that don't really have a whole lot of value. But that said, the bigger companies, it's in their best interest, and also they've been doing this for a long time too, the whole white papers thing, because of the who they distribute it to. This is where you're going to get some good content from.
It's interesting. I'm just looking I'm in my Elance account right now. For those who are not familiar with Elance, Elance is a website, elance.com, that you can post a project that people come in from all over the world and bid on the project. And of course, lo and behold, right in front of me now, and I've been using Elance pretty much full time since 2004, I can see there's a category there that you can select for white papers. So I would imagine if a merchant or a company was interested in having white papers created, they could probably handle that in-house, or if they need additional assistance on that, they could post a project at a website such as Elance. Now, you mentioned that as far as the landing pages, and just to kind of wrap up our conversation here, because this can be, I can see just an amazing way to generate leads. Qualifying questions can really help trigger someone to actually go ahead and fill out that form and get that white paper. If we could use maybe Paychecks again as an example, and Paychecks is spelled a little bit different. It's spelled Paychex, and as you said, let me just up at the top here. The example you gave of one of their white papers was Mastering Payroll Compliance, the top 10 mistakes that cost employers money, and it examines payroll compliance and legislation, which can obviously help companies avoid hefty fines from government agencies. And you've got a few examples that you sent to me here that could be used as a trigger to actually get somebody's attention to download that white paper. So maybe you could go through the three of them that you shared as examples, because I think they're really, really good.
Yeah, what we ask partners to do is add a qualifying question before the white paper is downloaded, and this is basically to make sure that it's the right sort of prospect, basically. The right sort of lead gets sent to Paychecks. So it's a three-pronged question. It's just simply, are you currently doing payroll in-house but considering outsourcing? Or B, already using a payroll provider but considering switching to a new provider? Or C, not interested in payroll processing solutions? And obviously, a lead will be qualified and commissionable if the prospect selects A or B, but not if they select C, for example. And this is something that quite a lot of merchants affiliate programs require through white paper campaigns to make sure that the lead that's being submitted is qualified, basically.
Sure. Yeah, because obviously if somebody said not interested in payroll processing solutions, I would imagine, of course, that wouldn't be that great a lead or a lead at all.
Quite.
Compared to somebody who's saying, already using a payroll provider but considering switching to a new provider. Obviously, there's an opportunity to drive new business over to Paychex. So if we could...
Exactly. It gives the Paychex reps some sort of context as well when they actually follow up with the lead. So they have a very broad brush idea of where they're at in the process.
Now, if someone is interested in learning a little bit more about Paychex from the affiliate marketing side, do us a favor, just spend a minute or two explaining the Paychex affiliate program. I think even those who are non-affiliates who may not be familiar with the affiliate marketing model may find this very interesting. And even those, of course, who are affiliates, such as myself, we're always looking for new programs to represent. So if you would, please explain Paychex, what their program offers. Of course, you manage it. And then share up your contact information as well, if you'd like.
Absolutely. We have a page on amwso.com for Paychex. And if you go to the paychex.com website and you go to partnerships, on the bottom right, there's a link you can click with affiliate program on the drop-down menu. And this gives a good outline of what the affiliate program is, what we offer affiliates, some like banners, for example, what affiliates can promote through the affiliate program, how the landing pages work, and what qualifies the lead, and also sign-up information. So this probably is one of the best places to look about the affiliate program. If anyone is interested in working with myself and Paychex, or just learning more about the program, they can email me at james.nardell, which is N for November, A-R, D for David, ELL, at amwso.com, or they can email me at affiliates@paychex.com. And if they give me like an idea of how they intend to promote Paychex, then I can give them potentially a higher commission, a private offer, basically.
That always gets our attention, of course, as affiliates. And I know sometimes we throw this word affiliates around. Really, any website out there that has traffic that could be monetized or add additional monetization to, that maybe you want to flow some of your existing traffic through. Let's say you're an accountant, or you deal in the financial world, somewhere you're in the online world where it makes sense to be referring some of your visitors over to a company such as Paychex. Definitely be sure to reach out to James. James, any final thoughts?
I think that's about it. I mean, if people get in contact with me, I have lots of resources I can provide them with, like keyword lists and sources of content, lots of different links so they can learn more about Paychex, etc. And videos. We have a huge inventory of videos that can also be leveraged through campaigns. So yeah, well, I mean, if they contact me, I can provide them with pretty much everything I'll need to get set up pretty quickly.
James, thanks so much for joining me for the School of Internet Marketing podcast.
It's been great speaking with you, James.
Thank you for listening. To learn more about the School of Internet Marketing and to get access to all exclusive courses and interviews, visit theschoolofinternetmarketing.com. That's www.theschoolofinternetmarketing.com.